So it's been a while since we've seen Tejo destroy the Valorant meta, and when I say destroy, I mean absolutely obliterated. I've literally witnessed massive adjustments to team compositions in both casual ranked games and the pro scene because of this overpowered initiator. Now it's safe to say we're about to see some nerfs coming soon, but not before Tejo leaves a dent in how the game should be played. Now if you're wondering how extremely busted this agent is, let's take a look at JohnQT's Tejo Masterclass during Sen's run at the America's Kickoffs and Masters Bangkok. If you're brand new to the game, this is something that could really skyrocket your progress. But if you really want to jumpstart your success, I want to introduce you to the two brand new courses we just published over on the SkillCapped site. These courses are designed to walk you through everything you need to know about climbing stupidly fast in Valorant. First, we have our Jumpstart course that we made to teach you the basics and expertly fast-track you through the beginner process. But once you're more experienced, we even went the extra mile and created this Level Up course to teach you the advanced tactics that players use to climb up into the higher ranks of Ascendant and beyond. Whether you're a brand new player or you're still trying to hit those peak ranks, these two courses will have everything you need to break past those plateaus and start climbing. There's a reason SkillCapped has become the only premium instructional resource in the scene. We invest and believe in our content, so much so that we even back it up with 2 guarantees. First, we give you 2 full weeks to explore all the things we offer, and if it's not for you, you get a full refund, no questions asked. Our second guarantee is that you'll climb at least 5 whole divisions, or again, you get every penny back, no questions asked. You've got everything to gain, literally nothing to lose, so get started by using that discount link in the description below. Anyway, back to the video. Since the early kickoffs of the season, JohnQT has been a constant threat to society with his Tejo Masterclass. It's ridiculous. It hasn't been long since Tejo's release when kickoffs began and John was already insta-locking this Michael Bay Descendant initiator.
Orb is gathered by John. Already putting an emphasis on that Tejo ultimate. We've seen how good John can be. The Michael Bay of Tejo. He's the director on this agent.
So much so that he barely used other agents apart from Sova on Haven and Viper on Lotus. Now to set things straight here, Tejo's release and the revelation of his kit already made a huge impact on Valorant's meta, and John was one of the best candidates to showcase what this broken initiator is capable of. Now, while the result of Sen's feud against DRX in Masters Bangkok was, let's just say undesirable, especially for Sen fans, there were noticeable Tejo mechanics we've seen from JohnQT that's definitely worth using. Take this clip for example on Haven. Jet, Vise, and Breach take Garage to C, while Tejo and Astra pinch from C long. This round was a botch for Sentinels, but what I want you to focus on here is how JohnQT used his stealth drone. Instead of traveling the normal walkable path, John utilizes his drone's speed and high jumping capabilities to get on top of default and cover a bigger area for suppression. Now, while this may seem trivial, it actually matters a lot as it greatly maximizes the drone's travel distance and its field of vision. And with the amount of obstacles found on each and every map, there are plenty of applications for this Tejo tech to cover more ground with the stealth drone. Given the map Sen was playing on, John's use of the drone was a big brain micro that could really work well against Sentinels who have C on lockdown. So for all you Tejo mains out there, you'd best take notes on how John drones a site effectively. So hopping on to another match where John utilized his stealth drone well and quickly drafted a follow-up strat from the info that he gathered.
All right now from John. That drone. All this utility should be spotted. Pancada.
They've got to know. Celsius has his ult. They've got to know.
Gotta get out of here, man.
This could be the right cross that puts Loud away. DG's not able to use that up. Forced into lighter weaponry. Pancada weak. Pancada dead. And again, Loud not still really allowed to play the round.
You can't save this time, Doug.
Coenzine one off of his ult. Keep a close eye on that. Air 8, trying to peek forward, trying to get a kill, and does. Vinny falls now. 3 remain for Loud. You see second, he's gonna go exploring. He's gonna play this really aggressively on the other side of the smoke. Spotting a good barrel, the snap is magnetic. Second puts them away, we're going the distance.
This was Sin's match point against Loud on Pearl after taking a slow default on A and eventually rotating to B. John throws out his drone as per usual to check the cheeky spots of B ramp and spot any utilities. He wasn't able to suppress anyone, but he did catch Pancata spamming the drone from Hall. But it was that info alone that spawned a great response from John and the rest of his team. Since they noted Pancata's whereabouts, Zelsis throws his Razorvine towards Hall, which quickly gets destroyed. He then casts Steel Guardian to force anyone on site to weaker weaponry. And as all of this was happening, John sent his missiles to the other side of Hall to keep Pancata from fleeing and another one towards B Link to prevent reinforcements. The result here, a free sight and Pancata getting absolutely massacred. It was the perfect layering of utility coming from Tejo and Vice that allowed such an unwinnable scenario for Loud. And to top it all off, Narrate gets a pick on Heaven, followed by Zekken's ballsy and crisp headshots to give them the map. Now let's take a stroll back to a not-so-distant memory lane in Sin's first America's Kickoffs match against 100T. Now, if you've seen this match for yourself, then you're absolutely no stranger to the havoc JohnQT wreaked throughout this series.
War being held here by Cryo.
On this round, we are on the cusp of game-changing ultimates. Both Tejos just one orb away from Armageddon's boostio, close to that Rolling Thunder as well, so you have to keep your attention paid to that.
My ulti being the mid with Gate Crash. Second wants a bit of this. Falls back for John. What a catch. Arsenal tried to back away in to those salvos.
Those missiles are just so well placed. It's so cool. They're ready for Arsenal to be forced back, and he just goes...
Case in point, one of John's insane mid pressures that guarantees a kill if anyone's unfortunate enough to be holding from mid vents. This specific play from John required teamwork, precise utility layering, and instantaneous response. And the only trigger to set the strategy in motion is a sound cue or presence in mid vents. Lo and behold, Asuna jump spots and sends a boombot down mid. This was all John needed to guarantee an early man advantage. With Narrate posted all the way in B main, his purpose was to hold flankers from that area and ready a stun to cover Mail. Zekken sends a TP toward mid vents with a flash ready to instantly close the distance. Bang covers Mail with a smoke and follows Zekken as backup. And while all of this is happening, John had already sent his salvos toward the bottom of vents. Since Asuna was fully blinded, his only choice was to either spam blindly or fall back. Should he choose to push forward, he would have to face Zekken and Bang while blinded. But since he retreated, which would also be a natural response, he wasn't able to account for the missiles on his feet. Now, regardless of his response, he was already doomed the moment he made his presence known at mid-vents. Now, you might be thinking this was too much trouble just for one kill, but it's situations like these that help create openings for teams to strike wherever the enemy is weakest. But we're going to stop right there for now, and we're going to come back to the rest of that beautiful round in another section. Here's another clip, though, where John was an absolute rocketeer with his salvos. Cryo tried to peek B ramp with an op on a particularly risky side of Hall, considering they're playing against Tejo. With too many targets on his face, he whiffs his shot and hides behind cover. He smokes himself off, and due to the spam coming from Sentinels, he became iffy to cross despite the cloudburst. And at this point, you probably already know where this is going to be going. Some might say it's even overkill, but you can never be too sure about that. Zelsis throws his Razorvine, followed by some well-placed rockets. With his dash out of the picture, he was left with an ungodly side of rocket barrages he'd only dare dream of escaping. A good response on John's behalf, though, but an even better utility placement. Here's another that served its purpose really, really well in a single round.
Send players at B, it looks like, yes. Asuna, getting out alive would be great, getting a kill even better. He's not going through that TP though, and yeah, eventually he's going to be brought down. This now should confirm it was just the Rays trying to sell a bit of a fake.
That was really good from Bang in there, and understanding they could find a moment to punish him right there on his lonesome wingman. Is he going to get that in time? No.
Nicely done. Molly to follow it up here. So no wingman plant as time is ticking down. That Molly's about to clear. It lasts annoyingly long though. Drone cleared, now the orbital strike. What's the plan here, 100 Thieves? How are you going to fight through this? Xander doesn't want to push up too much. Now it's up to Bang and JohnQT to keep this one stalled out. EU, though, playing on the other side of the spike, and Boostier's going to get it down. We're going to see Heaven picked up by John.
Not a lot of util going into this either.
The timing here could be huge. Oh, EU can't eat this one. Hoping for a bit of John action, but he just gets caught out by that util. Tejo is so powerful. So it falls to the, well, notorious leader. Will Boostio get himself out of his chair here? Nope, sat back down. Sentinels.
On bind against 100T, Asuna tried to fake B while the rest of his team takes A. However, he gets caught by surprise as Bang preemptively ups and deactivates his smoke orb. This also gave Bang, Narrate, and John the info that it's a fake and that they're planning to full send A. Nonetheless, space was taken and Boostio was ready to send Wingman to plant the spike. But John had other plans as he was quick to rotate as soon as Asuna got picked off. The timing here was also on his side, as he was able to send his rockets early enough to destroy Wingman and deny the plant. And on top of that, Zealous was able to follow it up with a Brim Molly, further delaying 100T from planting. Boostio's second attempt to plant was once again denied by Zealous' ult, and his ult was the trigger for Sin to start on the retake. Now, while it did get messy with some back and forth trades and Boostio finally getting the plant, John was not about to let that round go. He sends a stun grenade to further delay Boostio as he buys time for Bang to regroup with him. As Bang inches his way towards site, John sends his refreshed salvos toward bench, and with much hesitation to openly swing, EU falls victim to the missiles, leaving Boostio in a 2v1. With a tap on the spike, Bang baits a swing from Boostio and John claims the spoils of the round with a swift headshot. Rockets that deal massive damage, cover a wide area, and refresh? Yeah, totally not busted, especially for someone with a mind like John's. So, moving on to the final bit. Remember that round that we held off on talking about? Well, we're about to cap things off in absolute cinema fashion. Now, if you were able to watch that match, then you already know what's going to be coming.
It's so cool. They're ready for Arsenal to be forced back, and he just goes into the second one down the rope. It's so smart. Okay, I mentioned this in the cast we did the other day, Mitch, but this agent has been officially in the game for like 10 days now, and everyone is running this dude. It's crazy. So good, man.
Instantly ubiquitous in the metagame. Now, though, we saw that wall come up there in towards upper board. A lot of time for 100 Thieves. Send doubled back. Now still want to hit B. Fineline's going to catch Xander. This is going to be ugly. He's got no choice, and that's John with a second guided salvo killed this round. That is one where that came from. Here comes the Armageddon. 100 Thieves have to hop step away from this one. What is going on? Raid with the catch, the aftershock.
10 seconds left.
That's not to Boostio. Guy is shell-shocked. What is going on?
And down he goes.
Right after Sin's masterful mid-pressure, John tried to create more space and gather info toward Heaven. However, this was denied by a Sage wall. Nonetheless, Bang and Zekin sticks around after breaking a few blocks. John goes back to grab the spike, while Zelsis does a slow lurk on A. As soon as John regroups with Narrate, Bang sends a smoke towards stairs to set the pinch in motion. John and Narrate scale through B garage, and with a quick ping from Narrate, you know Xander's pretty much screwed here. And with a fault line and guided salvo to his face, there was nothing left to do than accept his fate. Now, after that, we're presented with arguably one of the most chaotic yet satisfying rounds in VCT thus far. John cast his Armageddon, completely covering the right side of B site, going all the way through the choke point on Alley. To make matters worse, Narrate seals the deal with a perfectly placed Aftershock on default. With nothing but absolute panic in their minds, Cryo and EU fall victim to a devastating Breach and Tejo combo. Boostio, left on his lonesome with 5 HP, was completely locked out of sight as he was forced to watch his team fall one by one. Zelsis' slow and steady lurk finally reached its goal as he got the last kill to seal the round. From John's well-crafted early mid-pressure to an insane Armageddon Aftershock combo, this moment was etched in history as one of the most iconic Tejo rounds by far. All right, though, guys, before we wrap this up, let's tell you a little bit more about SkillCapped. So we offer a 5-division rank-up guarantee, and we think that's a pretty crazy thing to offer. It's kind of like a gym membership guaranteeing you that you're gonna get ripped. Your local gym probably go bust if they offered you that. But not us, because we've offered this for years because our service really does work. It works so well, in fact, that we're able to produce by far the largest catalog of premium Valorant guides on the internet. We add new courses every month with over 1,000 guides curated into over 50 courses. No one can compare. We also have a direct line of communication with subscribers in our Discord so that you can get connected immediately to some of the best players in the game who will respond to every question you ask. Sign up today for as little as $6.99 a month if you're serious about improving your game. So that's going to be all for this one today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.